Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, and welcome back to Damien's Reviews. Tonight, we're doing another flavored malt liquor review, or a flavored malt beverage review. We are doing Smirnoff Ice Smash, the lemon lime flavor. Alright, so this was introduced probably at some point in history, probably in the past several years. Now, the Smirnoff Ice has been around for a while, but this is part of their flavored line. I did the Screwdriver, and I liked it. It was really good. Brought back memories of teenage years. This one, um, never had this one, so I'm curious. So it's 8% ABV, premium malt beverage with natural flavors, brewed and bottled by the Smirnoff Company out of Plainfield, Illinois. All right. Yep. Flavored malt liquor, flavored malt beverage, really. 118 calories per serving. Okay. Now, for those of you who wonder, what is malt liquor? Strong beer. That's really all it is. Malt liquor technically is an old English term for a beer that was high gravity. They use a lot of fermentable sugars, particularly like malt, dextrose, maltose, fructose, things like that to make the gravity of the beer higher, yield a higher alcohol content. Now, is that the only way to make a malt liquor? No. There's various ways of doing it. Of course, adding a lot of malt and fermentable sugars, and of course giving it the ice treatment where you remove the excess water from the brewing process, where you make the alcohol by volume more concentrated. So instead of the alcohol being in like this much liquid, it now goes into this much liquid, but alcohol has a much lower freezing point, and when it becomes concentrated, you still have the same alcohol content. It's just more concentrated to get that increased alcohol by volume. So you can do it those two ways, or you can do it the unique hybrid way of adding in the fermentable sugars, giving it the ice beer treatment. It's just there's a variety of different ways of doing it. Now on the state level, that seems to be where it is in terms of like where it has to be called malt liquor or things like that. On the federal level, it seems to have been repealed to a certain extent. They define what a beer is, what a malt beverage is. When you look at malt liquor specifically, on a federal level, it doesn't exist. Here in Tennessee, beer is only categorized into two categories: regular beer, which is 10% and below. High gravity beer is 10.1% and above. There's no ABV cap. And it doesn't have to be called malt liquor. It can be called beer theoretically under the laws. So just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Quick little brief history lesson for those of you who are wanting to know. So let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open and give it a review. All right. Smells like Sprite or like 7 Up or Sierra Mist. This one doesn't smell spiked, but let's see. There's always we pour it up here in the mug. All right. It did not produce any kind of head, but it's clear, somewhat bubbly. This is a unique process where they make malt beverages. It's a beer base, but instead of brewing, it's distilled. And when they get done with the distilling before they add any of the colors or flavorings, it looks like this. So they've added in the flavorings, but not the colors. So this is what it would look like. So let's go with the aroma. Oh yeah, smells just like I said. Sprite, 7 Up, Sierra Mist. Doesn't smell spiked, which at 8% could be a bad thing or a good thing. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Cheers. Hmm. All right. So imagine a Sprite that is flat and has more of a lemon forward flavor with an undertaste of some vodka or some rum. That's really all this is. But up front, you do get some sugary sweetness. And then in the middle, that's where you get that flavor I just described. Now, in the end, it does have a little bit of a dry, sugary sweetness you would get from like using real cane sugar as compared to high fructose corn syrup. And it does have a little undertaste of alcohol, very subtle on this one, but just enough to remind you, hey, I've got 8% in me, so slow your road, Chief. Kick back, relax, just enjoy. We're all here. But it does finish crisp, clean, refreshing, super dry, and the drinkability is, well, of course, superb. So the body and mouthfeel, I would say maybe this one's more on the medium side, maybe medium to heavy. So how would I rate it? Well, I'm not a big Sprite drinker. I do like vodka and rum. So yeah, I like it. But this one's just not as good as the Smirnoff screwdriver. So I'm gonna give this one a little lower at a 91 out of 100, solid A minus. It's still marginally excellent, but screwdriver's better. So stick around. There will be more as always. Have an excellent one and cheers.